Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. You saw the thumbnail. You saw the title. A guilty pleasure that I have is I like to see what people who don't regularly consume Candace Owens content, what do they say about her? And of course, there's thousands of content creators that are reacting and responding to Candace Owens. But on the same note, there's hundreds of thousands that are not. And every now and then, one of those ones that are not decides that they're going to say something or they're going to look into what Candace is saying. Shout out to ASMONGOLD. He's a content creator that is definitely not in this space at all, but my goodness, in the morning, watching him unpack Candace and the quote unquote Freemason Bible and Charlie Kirk was sacrificed by Freemasons is some epic gold. So I guess it's ASMONGOLD. So let's bring Asmon in and let's check it out. Green hearts in the chat where you can hear everybody.
Woo! Let's get it.
And the moment that Charlie was shot, I knew what happened to him was not random. Okay. He was betrayed. And the moment that Charlie was shot, I knew what happened to him was not random. Okay. He was betrayed. Charlie Kirk was the first casualty of the war in Iran. I'm certain of that. And it's deeper than that. I am now of the opinion that he was likely sacrificed. And
he was sacrificed. Sacrificed to the gods.
I want to tell you why I got there. You guys know, if you're part of my book club, I've been doing a lot of research into Freemasonry. About a month ago, while we took a break to prepare for our Bride of Charlie series, someone sent me this. I'm showing you. This is what they sent me in the mail.
It's the Holy Bible.
All right. So most of us probably had the exact same reaction as Asmon when we saw this Bible. And listen to what she says and listen to what Asmon says. And Asmon is basically reflecting all of our thoughts about this quote unquote Bible. Let's go.
Is a Freemason Bible. Now, I knew that these existed because of my studying Sigmund Freud and looking into the fact that he had inherited one from his father. The backstory of this one in particular came with a handwritten letter, is that a 33rd degree Freemason out in Oklahoma died and all of his belongings were left in a home that was eventually auctioned off. And the person who had this in his possession, his relative was the person who acquired the home. And they went in and they burned everything in it effectively, thinking that it was obviously just carrying bad spirits. But he, for some reason, had the sense that he should keep this item.
Bible. And then
for no particular reason.
And luckily, he gave it to you now. Now you have this evil Bible.
He kept it in the back of his truck for over a decade. And when he saw me covering the history of Freemasonry.
I'll tell you right now, this wasn't in the back of a truck for over a decade. If it was, the entire front of this would be completely cooked. Like, there's no way that something like this would survive in the back of a truck and not have more damage to the sides and the edges of it. Like, I mean, you instantly know that's not true. Everybody knows that's not true instantaneously.
For over a decade. And when he saw me covering the history of Freemasonry.
Most of us were saying the exact same thing. Like, ma'am, that's not true at all. This story is a lie. And we even look, you can find that Bible on Amazon. It's not some kind of eclectic, masterpiece. You can just buy it on Amazon for $20. So, ma'am, please go have a seat.
And what they believe, trying to discern what it is that they believe, he felt that this was the reason that he had kept it all those years. So he just sent it to me.
He knew.
To provide me further insight into what they believe and what they practice at the top of Freemasonry. This is not your granddad's Freemason lodge, okay?
This is elite Freemasonry.
No, this is not that. That is not what 33rd degree Freemasonry is.
Right.
So I flipped through this immediately after we did douse it in holy water. I flipped through it. And within the very first...
Hang in there, Asmon. Hang in there.
First pages, there was a pentagram with various illustrations inside of it, notes around it. I'm going to show you that now. We just have a picture for it for you to see it.
Oh my God.
There at the bottom. And in case you can't see what is pointing to the middle, it says place of sacrifice or worship. Okay? Place of sacrifice or worship in the middle there. So I want you to know that in this Freemason Bible, it illustrates that a sacrifice must be made in the center of a pentagon.
And Charlie Kirk was in the center. Charlie Kirk was sacrificed by the Freemasons.
Pentagon.
There you go. 5
sides, like a house. And I thought, how curious that Charlie was indeed seated in the center of a pentagon when he was killed. Let me demonstrate that for you. You can see that right.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my fucking God. Look at this. Look at this. No. You guys might not be putting it together. No. Look.
He's moving
1,
fast.
2, 3, 4, 6, 6, 6.
What? Where'd you get 6, 6,
Oh
6
my
from?
God.
How did you get that?
There. I believe that the manner of Charlie's death was also intended to cast a spell. That's the only thing I kept asking the question.
This is the only thing I can come up with.
You can see that right there.
A spell.
I believe that the manner of Charlie's death was also intended to cast a spell.
Of course.
Of course.
That's the only thing I kept asking the question. Why did they broadcast this?
Oh my God. It's just like,
Bro.
And do you remember what I said about whenever I said that she wrote herself into a corner?
Hmm?
I will, as always, I will always become more right as time goes on.
Making us watch Charlie die was diabolical.
Diabolical.
Wait, let me take a step back. She's not saying diabolical in like the TikTok way. She's saying diabolical in the biblical way. So these are literal demons that wanted everybody to see Charlie Kirk's assassination for the blood cost of the human sacrifice to bring upon the spell to cast the world into chaos, to begin the war in Iran as proclaimed by the Freemason Holy Bible.
Wow.
This is the kind of stuff that makes me glad that my mom isn't around. Because if she was...
What? What would your mom do, bro? Why your mom? How'd you get your mom involved? This is craziness, y'all. This is insanity. Shout out to Asmon.
Yeah. You poor I know. Candace would be her favorite. To be fair, my mom's sister, my aunt, says Candace is nuts. So maybe my mom wouldn't be into this.
Oh,
but
got you. Okay, I got you.
I don't know.
No, I don't think you're my man.
And although this priest that I'm about to show you is discussing Satanism more broadly, he's not saying this, to be clear, in the context of Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
I want you to take a listen to what he says. This is Father Ripperger. He's going to describe the nature of this sort of constant symbolism that's being used, this obsession with them almost having to reveal to us what they're doing, like wanting to get close to revealing to us what they're doing, and then gaslighting us. Take a listen.
Actually, the technical term that we tend to use for that is called the revealing of the method. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
I have.
Basically, it basically means that it can be connected to a curse. They could curse this so that it has a more, so that its distribution becomes more extensive and more people watch the thing. But a lot of times what that is that the thing about Satanists, and also even though it's occult and the fact that it's hidden, there's a side to diabolic psychology that even when they remain hidden, they still want to show themselves in some way. They're still going to reveal themselves in something. They can't help it. And it's the same thing you see. It's the same thing you see with Satanists. It's the same thing you see with Freemasons when they're involved in certain things. It's the same stuff you see across the board in these particular groups. And so they just tend to reveal stuff. But their hope is to, even in the revealing, that you don't know. There's a sadistic delight they get out of basically putting it to you without you even knowing it.
You know what's really funny about this is the fact that everything that this guy is saying, I completely agree with, and everything that Candace is saying is completely retarded. Like, basically, what he's saying is very true, and I think this is something that happens and it manifests in a lot of different ways. But, like, I don't know what the fuck that has to do with Charlie Kirk being assassinated and sacrificed for the Iran war, right? So, yeah, it's a little bit different. What the hell happened to her? She used to be normal until a couple of years ago. So let me explain what happens to a lot of creators and what happens to a lot of people who are commentators. So, basically, is that, like, they start getting a lot of positive feedback for extremist values and extremist ideas. So that causes a self-radicalization kind of, like, basically, like a self-radicalization cycle where they push more radical ideas, they gain a more radical audience. Then they push more radical ideas, they gain a more radical audience. And what happens is that people who do that fall into that trap, and they eventually write themselves into a corner, because the people that are conspiratards, and I'm not talking about the people that are like believing in Epstein. I'm talking about the people that are believing in like the Anunnaki, people that are believing in, Hitler being alive underneath Antarctica. Like, we're talking about the real retard shit. And so those people are not logical. They're not rational. And what you'll see, they believe in Yakub, right? Like, that kind of mentality is not arrived at through rationality. So you can't you can't rein those people in order to, like, if you ever express a value that the conspiracy theory isn't true, you automatically are against them, because they are effectively a self-radicalizing cult of people that will always choose the more extreme, more disconnected, more radical, more delusional idea in the pursuit that basically it's like an opposite logic pursuit, where anything that they do that seems crazy is in their mind more true.
Shout out to ASMONGOLD. I appreciate it, man. That was good. That was good. And it was good to hear what he thought pertaining to Candace and how she's become radicalized and why she continues down this road and why she's getting worse and worse. Now Charlie was sacrificed by Freemasons for the Iran war. I thought it was the Jews. I thought it was Mormon B cult and then everybody and the French. I thought they were involved in it. None of this stuff. It's going to get worse and worse. I'm telling you, man. The Klingons are coming. The Klingons and Romulan war is going to actually come into play soon enough. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. I really do appreciate y'all liking this video. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Help me hit my goal of 100,000 subscribers before the end of April. I'm looking forward to celebrating with y'all real soon. And until then, grace and peace. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.